Hey everyone, Dan at Ochoco Bushcraft. Well, welcome to the battle round 2. So if you haven't seen it, a while back I did a video comparing the Becker BK9, the SE Hunglis 2, and the Architect knives AK8. And it was a very good test. It was a very enjoyable and learning experience for me. So this is the main size of knife that I do my bushcraft carving and work with. I have done more work with a knife in the 4-inch category, give or take half, 3/4 inch from 4, than any other size. In fact, my very first hunting knife that I actually won at a carnival when I was a kid had about a 4-inch blade. So this is the new Architect Knives 4.5. This is my Becker BK16. I've done tons of videos with this, and this is the SE PR4, and I've done tons of videos with this. I have not done any videos with this yet, kind of testing it out for the first time in this comparison. What I can tell you, the reason the SE4 is not here is I have bought SE4s and I have not liked them near as well as my BK16 or as my PR4. So for me, there was no reason to test one. I already passed on those and sold them a long time ago because these two, for me and for what I like, outperform them. So you can look any one of these up online, Architect Knives, Becker, SE, and get all of the specs if you want specific links and weights and thicknesses and all that. What I'm interested in is just getting down to business, testing these out and seeing which one I like the absolute best, because I'm very, very curious. So what I will tell you is all three have been modified. I guess the Architect 8 technically hasn't, because it does not come with a handle. You purchase the handle you want with it. So I purchased canvas micarta in woodland camo. The Becker BK16 comes with kind of a plastic or Zytel type handle. It now has canvas micarta handles, K-Bar brand, and the SEPR4, the original handles are gone, and these are woodland camo canvas micarta from the Knife Connection. Other than that, the SEPR4 comes with a 90-degree spine. The BK16, I removed the black coating and put a 90-degree spine on it. And the Architect 4.5 comes with a divot. This is 1095 carbon steel, by the way. I know there's some different steel options, but I need to mention that 1095, 1095 Crovan, 1095. So all pretty much the same steel. This comes with a divot right here, and I will be putting a 90-degree spine on the front. So they're all going to throw sparks. They're all going to do that. The thing is, a knife this size, I carve pot hooks and tent stakes and traps and just all kinds of things. And so that's where I really want to see how these three compare. So I have with me a bunch of pieces of fur in different sizes that I've cut off, so I can just really put these head to head and see how they compare in carving. So let's start with the PR4, and I'll start just by pointing a stick. In fact, I'll take this one right here and just take some passes with each. And try to tell you what I'm feeling. So SEPR4, here's the new Architect 4.5, AK 4.5. The Becker BK16. Okay, I'm going to do it all again. We're going to do lots of carving. So really, really close. It's going to take some time to kind of figure out how each one is feeling. So it's just on the back side here. All right. So I think I'm starting to get a picture, but I want to keep going with this and until I'm absolutely sure. SE PR4, AK 4.5, Vector BK16. So I've got a beautiful point on that, and I'm going to destroy it because I'm going to keep working on it. Okay. So what I'm feeling, one more time on this. Well, that's so close, it's really hard to tell. Okay, so I'm going to have to call that a tie. So the SCPR4, and by the way, they're all shaving sharp. Everyone will take the hair off. I put all three on a extra fine ceramic rod. All three take the hair off my arm, identical edges. The PR4 is not doing quite as well, the SCPR4, as the other two. The BK16 and the Architect 4.5 pretty much feel dead even on that to me. This is a flat grind. This is a high saber. I believe the PR4, I've had some people call it a flat, but it does have just a slight rise at the top, which does kind of make it almost like a high saber. But PR4, I'm going to put in third on that one. And BK16, AK 4.5, I have to call it even. I cannot tell the difference between the two. They're just pretty much identical. So we're going to keep going here, though. Let's do some 7 notches. And got a little baton. So we can do several of these if we need to. And we'll just work our way through. So that's the PR4. Okay, BK16. And AK 4.5. All right, make that cut a little bit deeper. Use this one this time. We'll do it all again. SE. BK16. AK Architect knife. So once again, I can tell you right off, the PR4 is just not keeping up with the other two on carving. I'm having to push harder, and I'm not getting as much material. So I can tell you again, and I love this knife. I've used it for years out here, but I've never put it head to head against the BK16 before. I just always switched back and forth between the two because I liked them both. But so far on everything I'm doing, it's just not keeping up with the other two. So once again, I gotta keep working at it because I really can't tell the difference. Boy, those two are so close. Well, we know that the PR4 is in third again. I'm gonna work another stick or something, make a new notch, try a different size piece here. Because again, I can't tell. Handles, what's more comfortable to work with? There's quite a bit of difference in the style of handles. You know, this one has a much thicker handle, which at times feels better in my hand. And this one has a smaller handle, especially on the front, but sometimes that feels better in my hand. Actually, I would say yeah, the AK 4.5 for me, for my size hand, gives me a firmer grip. This is just probably just a little bit too small to get a real firm grip with on the BK16. All that my card is nice. So I got to keep going with those two, guys. I'm going to set the Essie aside for a little while because it's definitely, so far in everything I've done, it's not keeping up. And so this is something a little bigger and a little fatter. And the 8 or 4.5, the Architect. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I'm using a bigger piece of wood. I'm digging in harder and trying to take more material off, and the AK 4.5 is actually now outperforming. I'm going to grab the SC again and do the same thing. I'm giving a harder push, trying to take off more material. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm going to have to say the 4.5, the Becker, and then the Essie. So my little PR4, as much as I like this knife, and I still recommend this, it's still one of the best I've ever used, but it is just lagging behind these other two and taking off big chunks of material. Well, the AK 4.5, definitely. It definitely, as I'm pushing harder and trying to take off more material, it's outperforming the BK16. That's nice. That's nice. So let's work on a pot hook. And again, I know you guys may want to see some batoning and some other things. I've got my hatchet. My hatchet's always on my belt. If I usually have a big knife out here. These are my carving knives. They'll all baton just fine. If I need them to baton, every one of them would do the job. That's the AK 4.5. Here's the BK16. Finish this. And SCPR4. So all of them will be baton just fine. And every one of them wow. Every one of them is still, just from the little bit of carving stuff, is popping the hair right off my arm, no problem. So they'll baton just fine, but that's not what I use these knives for. What I use them for is carving, so I want to know what is the most comfortable in my hand, which one is performing the best, which one feels the best, which one is taking the least amount of work. These are questions I'm trying to answer for myself and for those of you who might be interested in these knives. So again, let's go back to a fatter one again. We'll come back with some of this. And let's do a pot hook. Let's work on a pot hook. I'll start out with all three, see how they're gonna go. So first thing I'm doing is making an X. That wasn't a very good X. Get rid of this glove now. All right. And I'm just grabbing whichever knife to, because they all pretty much perform equally as far as batoning and that type of work. So I have to get into some different angles here. So start with the PR4, and I'm going to take a side off. And again, I'm just trying to feel how much effort, how much material, different things like that, it's taking off as I go. Okay, the BK16, definitely, again, I'm going to set the SC aside because right off, it's just not keeping up with the BK16, AK 4.5. And this isn't going to be real great. I'm trying to pay more attention to what I'm doing with the feel of the blade than I am the work on the wood. So let's take this other side off now. So about even, but as I'm pushing hard, one thing I'm starting to find out is this handle on the BK16 is, and I don't have real big hands. I wear a large glove, which gives me lots of room. I could actually slip on a medium, but it's super tight. So probably an average size hand. The BK16 handle is just a little too small for everything to remain secure and comfortable. The AK 4.5 has the most comfortable handle of the three to work with. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use, and I'm going to leave the SC off to the side for now again. I'm going to use this part of the blade and see how just the design of the blade works if I'm trying to get in there and just trying to get out just a little bit of material. I'm trying to keep it where you guys can see, which is making it awkward, but I just want to see how the different parts of the knife feels. So I'm just digging out some pieces with the front again just to see. And the biggest thing I'm feeling is working clear out here on the point. on the BK16 with that smaller handle, it's just not secure in my hand, and I'm not able to control it as finely. You know, I don't have as fine of control on it as I have with the AK 4.5. The AK with this thicker handle and the palm swell, if I just want to do something down here with the point, it's like maybe I'm carving out a little notch. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm actually carving a little tiny notch inside the notch. I'm able to hold that handle really secure and do some really fine work with that. All right, so because of the handle comfort and how well the blade is performing, I pretty much gonna have to say the AK 4.5 is taking this little contest by far. It's out in front. And the SC PR4, I'm just at this point leaving behind. It's came in last in every test. Now here I'm trying to get behind and carve out that hook. I'll switch back to the 16. It's that handle just makes a big difference. With somebody who had much smaller hands, this might be performing as well, but in my hand, I just cannot get it near as secure and get it to cut exactly as fine as I want, like I can with this. So and I want to be totally honest, guys, and that's why I'm taking my time. For some of you, this might be a long, boring video, but I'm really trying to feel every step of the way. And just for the sake of it, PR4. Yeah, it's just not up to the category of the other two for fine carving. Okay, so everything I've done, everything, the AK 4.5, definitely first, BK16 second, SCPR4 third, and there is no controversy in the sense of like when I did the BK9, the SC Hunglis 2, and the AK8, they were switching, you know, throughout the competition. Some would do this easier, some would do the next thing easier. There was a lot of switching. Nothing has changed from, it doesn't matter whether I did the pot hook, whether I pointed the stick, whether I did a 7-notch. The AK 4.5 has been the winner every time. It feels great in the hand. And as far as batoning goes, if I needed to, I did that bigger stick earlier. I've got some more rounds here that I haven't used yet. BK16. There's one I haven't used. So I would say just doing those small sticks, the PR4, not keeping up with the other two. I'll split these again. That's the 16. And the AK 4.5 high saber grind should be a better batoner anyway, because of that widening out at the top, and it is. 4.5, same order again, guys. 4.5, BK16, PR4. I like all three a lot. I'm not sure what the best value is. If you want something all ready to go with a 90-degree spine, the SCPR4 is the only one that comes with the 90-degree spine. This has a divot on the 4.5, but I understand they're going to do away with that. So that in the 16, you'll have to modify on your own to put on a 90-degree spine. As far as handles go, I don't care for the factory PR4, but I know a lot of people like them, so that's mixed depending on you. BK16, most people don't like that plastic feeling handle that it comes with, and they replace it. And the AK 4.5, you pick your handles. You design the knife. You go on. You can get canvas micarta, you can get G10, and you can get about a dozen different colors. So this one's going to give you the handle that you want right from the get-go. And so money-wise, if you're going to modify them and you're going to buy aftermarket handles anyway, then the AK 4.5 would probably be maybe only by a couple dollars the best buy, but nice, guys. Really, really nice. So, oh yeah, I had one last thing I wanted to do. I don't have any fat wood with me today. Well, I haven't gone out and got any yet. It's all around me. This stump's got fat wood in it. But I got a nice dry piece of wood here. And I want to see, get that side off there. Just kind of see what we can do with these. If you guys can see that. I am getting some very nice, very fine little curls with the AK 4.5. Here's the Becker BK16. Not as well. PR4. About the same as the 16 and the Architect. Much better at getting fine curls. So that's interesting, guys, and that's it. I'm going to end this right here. My main use of these knives would be carving, maybe getting some curls for a fire. Batoning would be an absolute last resort. AK 4.5, hands down, the winner with the most comfortable handle, and just you know, takes the competition. BK16 second, a definite solid second, and the PR4 third. However, understand, I like all three of these. I will still use my PR4 on occasion. I will still use my BK16 on occasion, but I can tell you that my brand new AK 4.5, first time I've had it out, is going to be the one that I'm carrying on my belt probably at least through the spring and into the summer, unless I find something else to put it head-to-head against that beats it. So again, just real quickly, this right now comes with a divot. I actually have an appointment here shortly to use my friend's belt sander, and so I'm going to put, from here on up, I'm going to put a 90-degree spine, so I'll be able to get sparks. But for right now, I'm restricted to just the divot, which, as you can see, works very well. And that's factory. The PR4 comes with the spine. And the BK16, I already put on a belt sander. Whoa, my edge is better than Essie's edge. Can you see that? I put a really sharp edge on those. Yeah, that's a much sharper edge than the factory Essie. And when I put an edge on this, it will be just as sharp as that BK16. It's just that it'll be up here in the front rather than the back because of the jimping. Nice. So you can modify any one of those by putting them on a belt sander. So there it is, guys. My new belt knife for 2024 that I'll be carrying for my primary carving knife. You know, I still may switch around my big knives as I usually do, but my primary small belt knife is going to be the new Architect Knives AK 4.5. 2 thumbs up to all these, but really, and I'm surprised, I did not expect it to win every test. I did not expect any of them to win every test. I expected it to be much more even, much more divided. Hands down, AK 4.5. Dan at Ochoco Bushcraft, hope you guys like this, and I would highly recommend, you know, any of these, but especially if you go on Architect Knives website, the cool thing is you get to design your knife. And you get a full color picture on the screen that spins around, so you can try it out with every color of handles, you can try it out with every sheath, you can try it out with every accessory and get a full color picture before you push the buy now button. 2 thumbs up plus a pinky. This is awesome. Everyone, take care.